And I didn't realize I wasn't speaking into the camera device thing button. So my last stream of saved videos review is maybe problematic. It may have very severe echoing, but so I'm just starting fresh with this one and hope I didn't lose that content. But bumps along the road, and let's get in. So saved videos. In case this is my entire new intro to saved videos review. These are just videos that I have downloaded on or have saved on social media that I have saved for a particular purpose, one or another, and I just come on here and reflect on them and try to give them my take. So without further ado, let's get into it. This video right here is very hard to watch. It's Jewish gentlemen. It's a podcast called Two Jewish Guys who live in Israel supporters, and listen to the way they've been talking about this most recent conflict is absolutely disgusting. So I'll let them take it.
It's nice to know that you're dancing in a concert while hundreds of thousands of Gazans are,
homeless,
like sitting in a tent and eating.
Makes it even better.
Yeah,
more enjoyable concert. If only they put the
live video
footage of Gaza. But seriously, you guys that. That's what people don't understand. Look, I know that you guys might be appalled by this, some of the listeners, but seriously, this is how Israelis feel. And you might think that Eitan Weinstein and Naor, who refuses to kind of back me up on it publicly.
I'm from the UN.
Yeah, he's the UN. But you might think I'm extreme. But I have conversations with lots of people, coworkers, friends. People enjoy.
Oh, I think he's about to finish up by saying people enjoy knowing that Palestinians are suffering, which kind of would have kept in theme with what he was saying previously. But yeah, man, no, that clip is just hard to watch, and that's a podcast that was going out to the general public, just anybody. It's been deleted now. I wonder why they don't stand by their opinions. Seriously, people don't we know that there are more conscious people, morally conscionable people in the world, but if you just really dig into it and just let your inner demon just fly, you would be amazed at the heights it can get to, buddy. That's basically what this guy sounded like. Completely appalling. I hope that he really takes time to reflect in his life and become better, and his co-hosts, but I wonder if they're going to wine party themselves into the next life and see where that takes them. Have nice little wine parties and Shabbats and Shaloms, whatever it may be. But really hard to hear people talking about other human beings that way. And every time I mention this issue, it's important to separate Judaism from Zionism. Zionism, I feel like, is inherently problematic and evil in a lot of ways. Judaism is an ancient religion that should be studied and reflected upon, and take the good where you can and leave the bad, is how I'll phrase that. But yeah, so yeah, I saved that video just to remind what kind of people are out there. Next video is going to be one of the big tech guys talking about the Luigi Maggioni thing. I think this is Peter Thiel, PayPal, Palantir, big public markets company, innovative kind of guy. Let's see how he handles this question.
And to those who think this shooter is a hero because he did it because he said this healthcare executive was presiding over a healthcare system which kills thousands of Americans by denying them cover, what would you say to them?
It's I don't know what to say. I think I still think you should try to make an argument, and I think this is you should
Yeah, so that's not great. Basically, the host is saying what do you think about people? Hope I don't mess up the paraphrase. Like, what do you think about people not having less empathy or empathizing with Luigi Mangione because the health industry is so oppressive, for lack of a better term, when it comes to offering people affordable, efficient, effective healthcare? He basically just stutters instead of being cerebral, which I think, he is a very cerebral kind of thinker. I would have just simply said, taking someone's life extrajudicially, making yourself the judge, jury, and executioner. You're not God. You're not the judge or the jury or the executioner. How dare you take another human soul? But I'm not sure. That's the perspective I would have taken it if someone just asked me a question of what do I think about people not empathizing the extrajudicial killing of another human being, or without any evidence of personal mens rea or wrongdoing, of like, is he a bad person, or is he just a cog in a machine like everyone else to a varying degree? So why take his life? So he didn't come at it from that perspective. I'm not sure why he flubbed up so much. But those one of those clips. We all have bad moments, but I think when you stumble this much, it is indicative that you're off base from first principles on the issue. And that's kind of worrisome, because this issue is just human life and when it should be taken. So if someone doesn't have the immediate reaction like, hey, first principles, human life shouldn't be taken without absolute due process, or even then, like with very clear legal and underpinning. All right, so let's see, on to the next vid.
I am very proud of myself and all of my other friends inside my class. And my class is really sweet, except one little boy. And I need to tell you, I am very...
Okay, so yeah, I love that video. That's one of my favorites of the last couple months. Yeah, it just goes into that, human beings having their personalities and coming into this world and figuring out what life is. And, she's able to make the distinction of what's nice and what's not, and just the stereotypical cuteness of attaching naughtiness to a boy and like sweetness to a girl, or like, what's the coincidence that it was one little boy? Like, boys are mischievous. So it kind of had that wholesome, nostalgic feeling of just kind of like the movie not Rugrats, was it Rugrats? Alfalfa and them. What was the doggone video? Y'all about to have me looking up. It wasn't Little Rascals. So yeah, Little Rascals with Spanky, Alfalfa, Darling, like those, the He-Man Woman Haters Club, the eternal fight of little boys and girls and cats and dogs and dark and light and mass with anti-mass and gravity with, I don't know. Okay, let's keep it pushing. Next vid. Yeah, I couldn't click on that one before this one, but this one right here with the guy in a blue jacket is a good one. I think it goes into good old gender relaciones. Let's take a listen.
You can go back to, say, the Victorian era, and men used to treat women with an extreme amount of deference because the generations living then remembered a time when the world was a lot more difficult than people now remember it being. So the physical inequality between men and women was emphasized, because the world was a much more difficult place. Men took a paternalistic and patriarchal view on how women should be treated, and women wanted men to take that. They wanted to be safe, they wanted to be provided for, they wanted to make sure their children were safe, and men did what they could. Now men have won. They've, you know, the fact we've got aeroplanes flying overhead and the fact that we're not about to be invaded is the victory of Western man. Then for some reason women decided, okay, well I'm not afraid anymore. I want what you have. You don't do the things that we do, so you can't have what we have. But men just want women to be happy. They want them to love them. They want their approval. And so if gaining women's approval means pretending women are equal to men, or, you know, saying this, that, and the other, whatever it is, they'll do it. And it's completely taken men off of the throne that they sat on. This throne was never imposed by authority, actually. It's imposed by consent. And the second women withdrew their consent for the man to be on that throne, the throne collapsed.
Talk about nail meets head. That guy smacked it. Because he takes things at first principles. And this is what, like, a lot of people who beg for federal tax dollars don't understand, is that the world doesn't come zero. The world doesn't come meaning giving you, there's no free lunch. If you're born into this world and your mother doesn't feed you, you die. If your mother doesn't eat enough food to feed you, you die. So in this cycle, food. We're not born into this world with our food. We have to go out and get it. No one brings it to us is the point. So therefore, you can't say that someone owes you food or does this and that. Doggone it, this is a tangent of tangent. So, oh no, but the no free lunch thing. So he's addressing like a reality like that. A reality that, hey, nature is unforgiving. It will let you starve. Nature will let you starve. So therefore, in his situation, man needed to step up to a patriarchal role, and women wanted them to do that because the world was a hostile place, and we needed a strong physical leader, which is a man who could go out and conquer the elements and conquer negative and conquer other harmful men who wanted to do harm. We'll keep it simple when I'm looking at actual history, just a philosophy of what's going on. Men have the physical prowess of men is the apex predator of existence in kind of a way, but you know, Samuel quote made women equal too. So, but like I say, when it comes to like an actual predator and warrior, you're not a man. A man is more of a warrior than a woman, and men and women are the most apex warriors of any creature. Therefore, men are over women. So if men are over women, just sit back and be thankful. Like, just, that's not what he said. But this guy's, go back, rewind a little bit and listen to what he said. But know that what he said, in my opinion, why I say this video is powerful, because in part of that, what he said, we want women to be happy. Who doesn't want women to be happy? Traditionally speaking, religiously speaking. The snake, the devil. The devil don't want man or woman to be happy. But he used the woman as the inroad. So we want women to be happy. And women sometimes can seek happiness in things that will destroy the man because we want them to find happiness. So if they want us to get, in my analogy, the apple, even though God told us not to get the apple, and we want to make them happy, you know, like you kind of putting us in a messed up situation where we know that if we try to make you happy right now in the short term, things not gonna be right in the long term. So I think he smacked that video. That's a video that's so well articulated that it's hard to paraphrase. All I can do is kind of repeat it, but I did think he hit it on the head. And the main parts, like I said, I think he hit is the fact that nature and reality is what it is. Just because things are nice now doesn't mean they were always that way. So if you wonder why the patriarchy got here, also wonder why, go actually look and see why the patriarchy got here. Don't just assume it's because men are meanies, big, fat, stupid meanies, okay? It's not that. Oh, here's another good one. Just a good old laugher right here. Just sweet home moments that you'll never forget. That made everyone laugh and probably made the kid getting laughed at feel a little bit weird, but it's a special moment nonetheless. Take a listen. You've all probably seen it, but I love it.
What did you make?
I made the smoothie.
Ooh.
I made the bacon.
Sophie, what did you make?
I didn't make anything.
What
I didn't make anything. Just like quintessential youngest one feeling sorry for themselves, but in the cutest way ever. Just, quintessential childhood moment. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so that is a problem. There's a lot wrong with that. But it took me a minute to see that was a smoke alarm for a minute. But I say all this to say, and I put it up there to say that I'm fine with racial humor. Like, I grew up seeing people get talked about and talking about other people in the most brutal fashion possible. I know how to signify. I done got signified on. I got a peanut head. But still, there is a line. The character is very, very bamboozled, black exploitation kind of bad things. Bad things are happening with that with those characterizations. But that being said, when I say I'm fine with racial comedy, I don't want the line to be crossed, but I just know how much everybody talk about everybody, so I'm not trying to get extra sensitive, because extra sensitive mean that you're actually probably are getting triggered by some kind of inward inferiority complex. If you don't think black people are a depiction of this kind of character, then you wouldn't necessarily be triggered that way. But if you're still dealing with the fact that you kind of think that a little bit, then that may trigger you a little bit, or you may just be genuinely offended. All right, what's up?
و یشاری دارم و در دل اگر گویم زبان سوزد اگر بانم در بین دل ترسم که استخوان سوزد اگر بیرون کشم از دن ترسم کلی جهان سوزد لخلی کلای نسم دغلت دی پرتای.
Bro, what kind of lives were people living back in the day, bro? Folks said I got a fire raging so loud inside of me. If I keep it in, it'll burn me up. If I let it out, it'll set the world ablaze. But I think I'll keep it in. Goodness gracious. And this guy who's saying it looks like he's lived that kind of life. Well, he actually, been burnt up by that fire. Yeah, well, I'm checking to see how far back the stream is, because your boy is... Oh, okay, wait. We live? Wait, I don't know. All right. Either way. Okay, so we're going to keep going here. Mute the mic.
受伤了。哦，好痛，好痛。
Right, and I just, a video I saved, I thought it was cute, kids caring for their parents, but the two perfect little tear droplets that come down by the oldest at the end. No, very cute, and it's, and it's meaningful and powerful, and reminds you of the stereotype and cliche that girls really look after their fathers and their parents in older age, and may God bless them for that. What's some good ones, man? Oh, nah, that's a classic. Let's see. What else? I think I would just go through. I used to think that all these would just be fire, but, because I couldn't talk about anything, but Let's see. Let's check this out. Let's check these out. Very beautiful painting here. Eyes are quite vibrant. The hair is textured but not overly done, so quite nice. Alhamdulillah. Wow, this is very emotional painting here. He's just got that look capturally of just like a slightly down, but definitely lost in thought, lost somewhere, lost in emotion. Has like a modern day kind of sweater shirt on, but initially struck me as somebody in a civil war, especially with the beard and the skin complexion. Just, you know, somewhere leaning against some muddy hill on some hot or cold, frigid day in battle. War is a horrible thing. Wow, James Martin. James Martin. I thought this individual might have Down syndrome. Very well may be, but some people just tend to have that facial structure. Oh, look at this one. That one, like, so what's that? Fire Nation. I feel like one of the Fire Nation crew. Strong, stern look. Seamus Haney. Might as well be Seamus with your shillelagh. Look for a shellacking. Nah, that's a very deep one too. But as you can see, I can only be serious for so long. This guy here, this excellent villain, this member of a movie I would never understand. Tenant, that is. You can spell it both ways. Anyway, let's see. Look at this guy. This guy looks like he's in the middle of a held in burp in this expression a little bit, but also, you know, a little bit deep in thought, but, you know, has more of a feminine head structure, I would have to say. This guy, very, very stern, very, you know, investment bankish, you know, broad chest. Ancestors probably used to lead men into battle over some icy river or terrain, more than likely. But he's Irish, so, you know, somewhere a little bit further back, maybe, with a shillelagh. Oh, this guy, I feel like he's looking right at me here. He's coming right through. What an excellent job of the portraitist, of an artist to kind of just really capture almost a photo-like element in such clearly textured strokes. The glasses themselves are contrasting with their realism, even with the glare in the lens, but then go into the hair just over his right ear, or even the left ear. The hair is very much more undefined than the glasses, and the redness by his face and his nose in the shadow. Absolute masterclass. This one, a blob in a box. No, I'm just kidding. Probably took a lot of work, but yeah, God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless. Rabbi Schmiegel, golly. Shout out to this lady. She a real one. Piers Morgan is a real POS, in case you were wondering. How can she smack? How can she smack? Like, I don't want to put violence on the stream, but how can she smack? Let's just keep in mind that, you know, how can she smack? Why can't she smack? How can she smack? Why can't she smack? What he's trying to convey is, why is this woman allowed to physically assault me without expecting, you know, similar repercussions? How can she slap? Why are some Muslim prayers said out live versus some silently? I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's learn. Let's learn.
I see. So
Yeah,
you don't have to worry.
but the ones at night are out loud, and the ones in the day are silent.
Oh,
Because
okay.
there's a cosmology of, you know, very akin to yin yang, the idea of the day is it's a time of the outward, and so the prayer is inward. And at night, it's time of the inward, so the prayer has the outward manifestation. There's a lot of that cosmology.
I see. So
Yeah,
you don't have to worry.
but the ones at night are out loud, and the ones in the day are silent.
Oh,
Because
okay.
there's a
There you go. Put on these glasses for a little bit. Blood. Don't believe ICC, ICJ, UN Commission reports, Human Rights Watch. So, I just had a little spat with my blood relative who still lives in that godforsaken country. And he was telling me that, something happened on early October that you guys never want to address. I'm like, hey, listen here, cuz. That's rhetoric nonsense that's beneath a response, and you need to understand that the actual experts, the experts that look at evidence and who get paid to look at evidence and who take their moral responsibilities as stewards of these positions, this is what they've said. The ICJ, all of these people completely outraged at Israel's actions. Many of them call it outright genocide. They give you the facts. They lay it out right in front of you. But, God forbid we believe our lying eyes, And this is what our institutions support. They support the head in the sand. May God help us and God guide us. I gotta go back farther. Who dares? Hey, listen, this is a model for my page. I need this on my page. Let me screenshot this right now. I need that on my page. Let's talk about that part, Shawty. Let's talk about that part, Shawty. SEC Commissioner claims Kamala Harris violates equal time rule. God forbid we actually listen to actual election laws. Let's just let Anderson Cooper and Don Lime tell us what election laws are and who's breaking them. This is a great Arabic teacher from, I believe he used to teach in one of the Ivy Leagues. Not that it means anything, especially when it comes to moral, not about him in particular, but going to an Ivy League school used to mean something, I think, at least academically, but probably never morally speaking. I believe in Tatlif, you believe in Tatlif, and we all been touched by the work of Tatlif. That is true. That is true. I don't know about the you believe. That's a little bit presumptuous. I'm sure there's some people who question Tatlif's methods, but that's only me trying to be logically complete in my thinking. Oh yeah, I be putting myself on blast sometimes about who am I save post things, but sometimes I like to be trying to support classmates and whatnot. I'm sorry if I'm scrolling over videos that y'all don't. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. See, there's that video again. Saved it twice. Very important message. That's my brother and his brothers. Let me see if this is true. I think that's with anyone. That's definitely probably has been my history a little bit. But passion, I think is being used very loosely, and I think boring is probably a bit of negative projection from a real problem, or obscuring the real problem. Let's see. Well, Daniel Tosh, this is going to be vastly inappropriate, but let's see what he says.
Beautiful trans woman out here. Tell us about your transition, how it went.
Can I hold this, please?
No.
So I have a question for you. Why are you asking me those questions? Okay.
Like we're interviewing like trans women and stuff like that.
I'm not a trans woman. I'm a...
Oh, no. We're fully supportive. Do you want to talk about sort of transitioning or anything like that? Or like what people
I
can...
never transitioned because I was born a woman.
No, of course.
Yeah, so, that obviously wasn't Daniel Tosh, but I think, that clip is great for sparking a conversation about if you believe in these ideals, full commitment means that you don't have a problem with someone thinking that you used to be a biological man. So the fact that this ally, I'm presuming, it seems like she had like a rainbow kind of dress. I'm trying to see, did she... Was she offended?
Beautiful trans woman out here. Tell us about your transition, how it went.
Can I hold this, please?
No.
Okay, so yeah, she was in Pride gear, probably at a Pride parade, out there getting offended by being called a trans woman, even though she probably would expect other people to treat a trans woman like a woman, even though she takes offense to being called a trans woman because that means you look manly, and men don't like, and women like to be considered dainty and pretty and these things, stereotypically and historically. So telling one that she looks like a brutish male is probably going to be offensive to her. Straight vibes. Let's just look at this picture for a minute. Straight vibes. This is what kids of my generation, 80s, early 90s, this is what we want to be like when we grow up. Chilling with Majin Buu, kicking back, smoking a little cigar, in a universe that we find enjoyable. I endorse that message. Pokemon was also of that era, also of that era. Straight vibes. This whole thing is just, Lisa, get us all getting in touch with our musical side when we're young. Having those days where it's just rainy outside. You gotta be inside. You won't be outside, but you inside because it's raining. Chilling with the Squirtles, chilling with the guys. I never really had like a friend group like that outside, because I had like a lot of hood cousins and a lot of brothers growing up. So I definitely had crews and cliques and stuff I hung out with, but never one of those call every night, see every weekend, see every day type situations. Me and my younger brother Tahir are really close, but I never really had that male friend group like that. So this picture don't hit as hard, is what I'm trying to say. This one, every day. This that new age Scooby-Doo. I prefer the old one for sure. But they'll talk to you like you living in real life. They ain't finna baby talk you. You getting them big scares. Shout out to Snoop. Didn't rock with this show. Didn't really watch this show. Samurai Jack, classic. Love this. Look at this. Beautiful artistry. Big Tom and Jerry guy. Not a big SpongeBob guy here and there. Not a big SpongeBob guy at all. I was definitely Ed and Eddie era, but wasn't a big Ed and Eddie guy. What did he say? I don't drink alcohol or do drugs. I like my suffering raw. Interesting. That's that philosophy swag. Oh, what else we got going on here? I gotta play the OG video.
I'm in my mum's car. Broom, broom. Get out of my car! I'm in my mum's car. Broom, broom. Get out of my car!
Shout out to that video, OG video. Always found it interesting how the age difference between the mother and the daughter kind of looked kind of wild to me, but you know, it'd be like that. Everybody love their mamas. This video, I love this video. Like the way this her vocal carry, like really, Brian, like really, what are you looking at? But nah, this is a peak white girl video in my opinion. Enjoy.
I will never understand why girls feel the need to post videos like this on Instagram. Her entire butt is out and she's literally shaking it. Dan.
I was honestly just trying to merge into the right lane.
What do you mean into the... We're literally in the right lane. You mean into the trees?
No, I was only really looking to compare how much nicer your butt
So
is
you were
compared to hers.
looking.
I mean,
You were looking and comparing.
No.
So you were analyzing it.
No.
Dan, the vocal cry. Never had a white girlfriend, man. But you know, ain't over yet. Let's see what else we got. Who we got on here? Okay, why do I have this random ass picture, bro? See, this is the issue with my saved photos. I just be having random Memphis Grizzlies. I got probably play with them on 2K for a little bit. Randolph a beast. Rudy Gay, I feel like never really was a system or a kind of guy. Maybe not be a team player. Tom Connolly continued to increase in this in our league. You know, was a stalwart in our league, and I'm just joking about how the NBA guys be like our league don't own not near another stock in the association. Nah, the OJ Mayo, you know, right on the street, he used to come shoot for money for bread in Chicago, so that's cool. I'm not really sure where I got that picture on there, though. See what else we got going on here. He probably did something. I don't know why I got him on there. So this is deep. I'll finish off on this one. So this is deep because this is like yet again like cutting edge science, like Big Bang level of science that that we're just going to like brush past as if it's not completely compatible with what religion is telling folks. So human consciousness may come from another dimension according to physicists. Oh, wow. So now, one, they would have to first acknowledge that the consciousness is something other than vapor from their brain or the brain itself, just hit with electrical charges that are in the right order, whatever the heck nonsense they think. So one, you actually have to admit the consciousness isn't part of your brain. And then two, it's not from this world. So how can you test something this, or not from this dimension? Not from this dimension. So like I say, this level of, this is what people mean when they say the more you research, the less you know. So not only do we not know what consciousness is, we don't even know where it comes from. So we can't even take comfort and just, you know, I forget what's the name of that guy, man. He's a big consciousness guy. His name is he's an MIT guy. Is it called, what is this guy? He focused on consciousness. What is this guy? What is this guy? What is this guy? What is my homie's name, bro? His phrase is consciousness is fundamental. What is my homie's name, bro? Why they keeping him from me? He has a simple name. Donald Hoffman. Donald Hoffman is the gentleman's name. He's from MIT. And his big thing is like consciousness. The way we perceive the world with our faculties is so that we can survive. If our physical properties were subject to evolutionary process, and that process is geared towards survival of the fittest, survival, blah, blah, blah. It's not geared toward truth. Our survivalness doesn't go up based on how accurately we perceive what's really going on in the world. It goes up whether we can see a tiger in the grass. Some mammals see tigers as green in the grass because they don't have the right stuff in their eyes. So they might be seeing the world correctly. Maybe tigers really are green, but it's not to their survival or blah, 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 blah. So this post, I think, is very deep, very profound. And I think it's the reasons that I feel that the rationale for believing in God, in particular Islam, is extremely powerful. I believe, and I agree with Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, that there's a clear and convincing amount of evidence. At the very least, there's the preponderance of the evidence that God is real, that, that we will be judged, and that we will find permanence and eternity through him. So that's a fitting place to end this stream, I think. And yeah, hope you guys liked it. God bless. Take care.